Folks, one thing about business, if you have a brick and mortar, it's all about first impression. First time people walk in the door, you want to put out a good front. You want to look as good as you can, not just for your customers, not just for your potential customers, but you want the staff to feel comfortable as well. We hadn't even got into the health part, but we're going to get into everything about office furniture today with my guest, Zoran Luttrell, right here on the show today. His company, Creative Office Furniture. Zoran, welcome aboard, buddy. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Thank you
so much.
First
impression, how about that? That's a big deal.
First impression, hey, first 30 seconds is key to any kind of relationship.
It's absolutely key, whether it's a personal relationship, a business relationship, whatever that may be.
Yes, sir.
But let's back up just a second, because you've been in the office furniture game now for 20 years plus?
20 years plus.
Things changed a little bit since you started?
Oh, yes, sir.
Was ergonomic even a term when you started?
You know, when I first started installing furniture, I don't think I even knew what ergonomic was. I just go put that chair together.
Fit that chair together and don't let it fall apart, and if there's extra pieces, hide them.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm joking. You didn't do that.
No.
But you've been in it a long time, and that says a lot for you and the company for the fact that you've done a lot of stuff. Because I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and this, I did not look at this in the notes, but I'm a gambling man, and I'm gonna bet that you're not doing the same thing today that you were 20 years ago when you first started.
Oh no, I've definitely involved. So
involved at what level? What are you doing these days?
So today, I'm actually in business development. You know, went from an installation background to all the way up through supervisor to project manager to into sales. Now, developing relationships with our clients.
Do you ever get a hankering to grab a tool belt and go put a chair together for old time's sake?
I still have my tools.
I bet you do.
Yes, I do.
I bet you can still do it though too.
I do.
Well, have you worked for numerous companies over the years or different companies? And I'm just curious your path to get to where you are now with this one.
Yeah, certainly. Worked for a Fortune 500 company. Actually got my start with a Steelcase dealership, one of the name brands.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
sure.
And so, it was a good to get a good footing. It was a great start.
Mm-hmm. So. It was a great start with a great name. Even I'm familiar with that name.
Yes, sir.
But now Creative Office Furniture is where you're making your home. And when we say making your home, give me a little background. Who is Creative Office Furniture?
Creative Office Furniture, we're a family-owned business. Been around since 1987. Actually started with Jim and Peggy Amos, and Todd Amos. He took over it in about 2009. So he's actually kind of evolved the company. It's came a long ways. It's all about developing relationships that were developed back in the 90s, has actually just blossomed in the 2000s.
Man, I am so glad to hear you say that, because we talk on the show all the time about the importance of relationship marketing, and you've got to keep nurturing those relationships. And as things change, personnel changes and whatnot, but if the B2B, business-to-business relationship is there, you still got a shot, because there are going to be new businesses coming in and firing at you all the time. What do you think separates you guys, by the way, from the competition out there? Don't mention names. We're not here to slam anybody, but sell yourself. What makes you different?
The relationship. So you can go to every other office furniture dealership and get the same. Maybe there's different minute differences, but you can get the same product. But with Creative Office Furniture, it's the relationship that we develop with you. It's the team that we actually have around us that you're going to build around you and your office furniture environment. Everybody's kind of versatile in their own different fields, pre-owned to new to rental department, and we really cater to their
everything they need.
Yes,
everything.
Sir.
Full service is the word you used in the notes when I was looking, but I'm just curious. Everybody claims we're full service. What's your definition of full service with your company?
Full service is, the relationship that we come in with the personnel that we come around. Everybody's going to actually help you. If it depends on if it's.
Everybody takes ownership in the company.
Everybody takes ownership in the company, but it could be all kinds of different. There's all kinds of different avenues in the company. If it's pre-owned, we have a guy that's going to be pre-owned. Full service, and we do. A lot of companies claim to be full service, but they outsource everything. We actually hold everything inside. We have our own refurbishing department, paint department, and everything that we can actually manipulate the pre-owned product with the paint, finishes, different.
Hang on a sec. I want to go into this part of it a little bit, because it's not just new furniture that you offer.
No,
The
sir.
pre-owned stuff could really help a lot of people out that think that they can't get the really nice stuff. That may not be the case if they come in with you guys, huh?
Yes, yeah. So like sometimes maybe they have some money that's already invested into their existing product. So maybe but it just needs a facelift.
Okay.
So we'll come in there, we'll paint the trim, we'll go ahead and pick new fabric, we'll bring it up to date, and then we'll go from there. And we can do all that in-house inside our own facilities.
Not everybody can claim that, can they?
they
That's full service. That's a big chunk. That's why I wanted to back up on that just a little bit. The other thing too, just the name itself, office furniture. People think, okay, they sell office furniture, but it's not just furniture. It's not just tables and chairs and stuff. Give me some of the other products that you're able to offer your clients.
So we do demountable walls. We have about 3 different vendors that we use for our demountable wall system that are basically architectural walls, so they don't have to do drywall or framing and all that. We do roller shades. We have 3 different vendors for roller shades, and from flooring to everything that's inside your office, everything that's office interiors related, we can sit there.
Have you got to the point these days with everything going on in the world as people are starting to come back and the offices are open up a little bit, but they've kind of reconfigured stuff? The stuff you're talking about makes that very easy to do, but talk to me about the impact of the pandemic and how you're able to help people with that.
So we've had customers that they just went to a benching station. Everything was low panels and everything. Well, now with the pandemic, everything's going high again.
Got to go up.
Yeah. So we have kind of pivoted with acrylic screens, mountable.
Okay.
So not just having to buy new furniture, but we have these acrylic screens that actually mount to the top of their partitions to actually create that degree of separation that is needed, especially right now. But we can take it off when this stuff is over.
The flexibility, it's like the walls you were talking about earlier. Everything you have is flexible. You know, it's again, wasn't like that 20 years ago, was it, when you started?
No, it was not. No, everything was one-dimensional, you know, so it's come threefold. So,
you know, the other thing that I've got to touch on briefly, we hear about the demise of brick and mortar these days, what makes people think immediately everybody's working the internet, we don't need office furniture. That's not the case. That's the first thing. The second thing is you don't just supply offices with furniture. Give me some of the other businesses you work with to help them out.
You know, it's every single type of business. You know, it doesn't matter what their brick and mortar, from bigger companies to even the small one shop, one office, home office, whatever it is. We treat everybody the same. You're going to get the same treatment if you just buying a chair from us. Then you're going to sit there and get if you're buying 100 workstations.
See, and I think, you know, and I don't know for a fact, I certainly don't know your industry that well, but I do know business in general. I've always liked working with the family-owned businesses versus others for that very reason.
It's lovely not to just work with a family-owned business, to actually work inside of a family-owned business.
Even better,
You
yeah.
know? So, you know, the treatment that you get is phenomenal. You know, everybody knows you. You know everybody. When one person's impacted, it impacts everybody, and that's the way that, you know, that I've been very blessed in that aspect.
Well, everybody comes walking in the door. If they're wearing that Creative Office Furniture shirt, they're all part of the same family.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Take care of everybody. The other thing, too, that I was touching on, and tell me if I'm wrong in this, but do you also supply furniture and supplies for even like a church or a school or a baseball stadium? It doesn't have to be a office.
It doesn't. No, we're not one-dimensional. Basically, we
Right.
can go and get your pews. We can go and, you know, the stadium seating, whatever it is. We have over 150 different vendors that we can actually reach out to, and that list is just, you know, keeps getting bigger.
Well,
and
let me
bigger,
tell you
so.
too, I want to back up to that part too. The fact that you have so many options for people, you're not just a one-trick pony. You don't just represent this company and say, this is the furniture you need, and by golly, you need to buy it. You're going to listen to see what their needs are. You go through your mind, your 150 different vendors, figure out the ones they need and go that direction. That's just another plus. I wish I had more time to go deeper, but I know this much. Anybody that's been doing this as long as you must be really good at it. You talk about you feel fortunate working with them. I know they're fortunate to have you on board too, and I appreciate you coming in the studio to share the story. Good stuff, man. Thank you much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, folks, as always, thank you too for being with us today. We appreciate it, but don't run off. We're coming right back on All In.